Before the era of cold, gray minimalism, our homes were vibrant, textured sanctuaries filled with personality. Today, we're bringing back the light, the color, and the soul of the past through just 25 forgotten home decor items. Colorful patterned wallpaper. The 1960s and 1970s marked a profound and vibrant era in the history of American interior design. A golden age where every wall was treated not merely as a structural boundary, but as a genuine canvas for artistic expression. Imagine walking through a hallway adorned with giant, radiant sunflowers or energetic geometric patterns that seem to dance along the walls, guiding you from room to room. The defining aesthetic of this generation was built upon earth tones, a palette of rich, sun-drenched burnt orange, warm and inviting mustard yellow, and the iconic avocado green. The walls of the 1960s and 1970s were no longer just lifeless slabs of concrete or drywall. They became living entities that evoked inspiration and created a protective, enveloping atmosphere for the families within. The sophisticated coordination between these deep, warm colors and bold, daring patterns allowed living spaces to feel full, effectively dissolving any sense of emptiness and replacing it with a profound feeling of security. There is a very specific, unique beauty in watching those floral patterns bloom across a wall under the soft golden glow of an evening lamp. A sight where every line and curve served as a reminder of the prosperity and unbridled optimism of that era. Glass blocks. As we transitioned into the 1980s, a new architectural hero emerged, the glass block. This material became the ultimate symbol of luxury and forward-thinking modern design in the United States. These thick, sturdy, and translucent glass cubes appeared as the perfect solution for balance between the need for natural illumination and the necessity of absolute privacy. The most distinctive characteristic of glass blocks lies in their magical interaction with sunlight. Unlike standard flat glass panes that allow light to pierce through directly and harshly, glass blocks capture every ray of sun and knead them into a soft, diffused glow that scatters evenly across the interior space. The light-scattering capability of glass blocks creates a mesmerizing visual effect that is nearly impossible to replicate with any other material. During those golden hours when the sun hits at a low angle, you can often witness soft, ethereal rainbow streaks appearing on the floor or surrounding surfaces, crafting an atmosphere of utter relaxation and peace. The clean, polished sheen of the glass, combined with the solid structural texture of the blocks, provides a sense of reliability and trust. Even the tactile experience is noteworthy. When you run your hand across the cool, smooth surface of these glass bricks, you can feel the meticulous thought and sophistication that architects put into selecting such a refined material. Metal wall sculptures. The 1970s witnessed a magnificent explosion in the popularity of metal wall sculptures, which became a sophisticated and highly personal trend in home decor. This was an age where artists and skilled craftsmen began to master the use of copper, brass, and plated steel to create radiant, multi-dimensional works of art that broke the boundaries of traditional framing. Moving away from flat, two-dimensional paintings, American families of this era sought to bring the majesty of the great outdoors into their living rooms. They did this through evocative imagery, flocks of migratory birds in mid-flight, silent and serene winter forest, or grand ships with the sails billowing in the wind. The ideal placement for these shimmering masterpieces was often on the prominent wall behind the main sofa or directly above the fireplace mantel, where they could radiate like a precious piece of jewelry worn by the house itself. The true allure of metal sculptures lies in the dynamic interplay between the material and the space it occupies. Because of their three-dimensional structure, these works of art cast shadows that shift and change constantly throughout the day as the sun moves across the sky. This transformative quality makes the wall feel like a living, breathing entity with a soul of its own, never static, never boring. The combination of the warm, golden bronze hues of the metal and the abstract or naturalistic forms showcased a refined aesthetic taste, aiming for a luxury that remained deeply connected to the warmth of nature. Conversation pit. In the cherished memories of many from the baby boomer generation, the conversation pit stands as the ultimate symbol of communal living and familial bonding during the 1960s and 70s. This was a seating area designed to be physically lower than the main floor, creating a space that felt entirely separate from the rest of the house. Surrounded by rows of plush, soft cushions and an abundance of throw pillows, the sunken living room was akin to a cozy nest, where all barriers of distance seemed to melt away. The most special aspect of this design was its inherent ability to foster direct, face-to-face communication. When you stepped down into the heart of a conversation pit, you felt immediately sheltered and embraced by the very architecture of the home. Without the distractions of a television or other electronic gadgets, the focal point of this space became the smiles, the eye contact, and the heartfelt stories shared between loved ones. It created a natural intimacy, gently encouraging people to linger just a bit longer to enjoy the warmth of being together. Ultimately, this design helped redefine the concept of luxury in residential living. It proved that true luxury isn't found in expensive appliances, but in a space thoughtfully designed to nourish the soul and strengthen family ties. Modular furniture. Modular furniture flourished in the 1970s as a bold declaration of freedom and flexibility in American domestic life. The hallmark of this product line was the sectional sofa, consisting of several independent blocks without the restriction of a rigid wooden frame. This allowed homeowners the absolute liberty to disassemble and rearrange their seating to fit any whim or functional requirement. The home of that era was no longer confined to a static, fixed arrangement. Instead, you possessed the power to transform your living room into a massive island of relaxation on a Friday night, so the entire family could sprawl out and watch a movie together. Then, by Sunday morning, you could easily split those same modules into small, private corners for quiet reading or individual reflection. This level of freedom provided a sense of empowerment over one's living environment, ensuring the home always felt fresh, adaptable, and exciting. Modular furniture was the perfect answer for homes with flexible floor plans, where the furniture needed to adapt to the diverse activities of a growing family. With a wide variety of colors and modern materials, these modular systems helped a room feel liberated and youthful while maintaining an air of sophisticated luxury. If these memories are helping you recall the warm echoes of your old home, please press hype for this video to help us continue spreading this heartwarming spirit. Entertainment center. In American homes from the 1950s through the 1970s, the heart of the living room was not a thin, fragile screen hung on a wall, but a massive, imposing cabinet known as the entertainment center. This was an era where electronic devices were treated with reverence, carefully encased in shells of oak or walnut that were handcrafted with exquisite precision. These cabinets acted as a giant repository for the family's entire entertainment fortune. From stacks of glossy black vinyl records and 8-track tapes to cassettes, and later VHS and beta tapes, not to mention legendary Atari gaming consoles. Instead of exposing a chaotic mess of wires and cables, everything was neatly organized behind meticulously carved wooden doors. Those who had the pleasure of listening to music through these integrated systems can rarely forget the specific, always high-quality audio they produced. The speakers, housed within sealed wooden chambers, delivered a deep, resonant, and thick acoustic tone that modern plastic speaker systems struggle to replicate. The presence of a grand entertainment center was also a potent symbol of prosperity and the disciplined, orderly lifestyle of American families at the time. It showcased a serious investment in the family's spiritual and cultural life and reflected the host's pride when welcoming guests. Giving such a prominent, monumental position in the house to this piece of furniture proves just how much we once treasured those shared moments of relaxation. Clear furniture. The 1970s marked a fascinating turning point with the rise of the space-age style, where designers began experimenting with innovative materials to look toward the future. Clear furniture made from acrylic or lucite was one of the most impressive breakthroughs of that period. Coffee tables and armchairs as transparent as crystal brought an entirely new look to the American living room. The most wonderful thing that acrylic furniture provided was the illusion of a borderless space. Because you could see right through them, these items seemed to vanish into thin air, making a room feel significantly more spacious and airy than its actual square footage suggested. Furthermore, the use of acrylic was a clever way to highlight other artistic values in the home. A transparent coffee table allowed the vibrant patterns of a rug underneath to be fully displayed, while a lucite chair allowed a piece of wall art to shine without having the view obstructed. The beauty of clear furniture lies in its elegance and modernity, yet it remains incredibly humble, never overpowering the other decorative details surrounding it. Shag carpeting. To mention the 1970s without bringing up shag carpeting would be a major oversight. This material was considered the ultimate icon of comfort and a carefree bohemian lifestyle. The unmistakable identifying feature of this carpet was its long, thick, and ultra-soft pile, often appearing in the hallmark colors of the age: harvest gold, burnt orange, or avocado green. The sensation of bare feet sinking deep into that warm, fuzzy pile is an unforgettable experience for anyone who lived through that time. It provided instant relaxation for both the body and the mind. In those days, the floor was not merely a hard surface for walking. It became an ideal playground where children could frolic freely or where the whole family could lie down to watch TV or listen to music. For the boomer generation, this carpet carries priceless memories of lazy afternoons and a mother's tender care. It brings back images of a mother carefully vacuuming to keep the pile fluffy and clean, or the gentle scent of candles mingling in the peaceful air. Shag carpeting was truly a gift for the senses, helping a house become a true place of rest, filled with love and complete tranquility. Rotary phones. Before the era of buttons and touchscreens took over the world, the rotary phone was the only and the strongest thread of communication in every American household. These phones were built with incredible sturdiness, featuring glossy plastic shells in highly personalized colors like mint green, pastel pink, or pale yellow. They were often mounted on the kitchen wall, their colors perfectly synchronized with the overall kitchen design. The characteristic click-clack or whir-whir sound of the mechanical dial and the resounding metallic ring of an incoming call brought a sense of happy anticipation. Making a phone call back then became a meaningful ritual. It was a time when people truly dedicated themselves to one another. The long, coiled phone cords even allowed us to walk around the kitchen while chatting, sharing daily stories in the most intimate way. The rotary phone remains a symbol of an era when family connections were steadfast, and it stands as a testament to the value of truly taking the time to listen to each other's voices. Honey oak cabinets. Throughout the 1980s and 90s, honey oak cabinets dominated kitchens across America, creating a style of warmth and approachability that remains irreplaceable. The most striking feature of this furniture line was the vibrant, natural wood grain that stood out clearly under a sweet, honey-colored, glossy finish. The honey yellow hue created a space filled with positive energy and love. Many believed that a warm kitchen made every meal taste better, and every morning upon waking, when the early sunlight hit the polished wood doors, you would feel a brilliant and exciting start to the day. Owning a set of honey oak cabinets brought a sense of security about a lasting home, where the recipes of grandmothers and mothers were passed down through generations. Honey oak cabinets became a symbol of tradition, providing a sense of solidity and trust to the kitchen, the heart of every home. Does anyone else remember the feeling of your feet sinking into soft shag carpet or the sound of a phone ringing in an old kitchen? Leave a memories comment below to share these wonderful moments with us. Hide-a-bed couch. In the living rooms of American families in the past, the hide-a-bed couch was always seen as a symbol of hospitality. This thick, sturdy piece of furniture was a hidden miracle, always ready to welcome loved ones returning from afar during major holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving. The identifying features of this item were often subtle floral patterns printed or embossed on heavy, durable fabric, conveying a sense of reliability, longevity, and immense warmth at first sight. The most exciting experience was the moment we lifted the seat cushions and pulled out the internal metal frame and spring mattress. In an instant, the formal living room space was transformed into a fully equipped extra bedroom. Anyone who was a child in the 70s or 80s surely remembers the characteristic clank-clunk of the metal joints and the pure joy of getting to sleep over with cousins on this transforming bed. It created beautiful memories of late nights spent whispering, and mornings waking up to the rich aroma of coffee and toast wafting from the kitchen. Owning a hide-a-bed couch showed that the host always kept a most honored place, ready for family and friends, turning the house into a peaceful and bonding harbor. Floral bedding. Entering the 1980s, the Laura Ashley style sparked a revolution in the bedroom, with enchanting tiny floral patterns. Radiant roses and daisies delicately printed on soft cotton fabric transformed a simple bed into a romantic garden. The presence of these blossoms not only beautified the space, but also brought a sense of gentleness, femininity, and vitality. After a long day grappling with life's worries, leaning back amidst a soft forest of flowers helped us easily shed our fatigue and immerse ourselves in silence. The soft pastel colors and long floral vines stretching across the pillows created a relaxing resting space where sleep became deeper and smoother. Floral bedding brought warmth and depth to the bedroom, making it truly a peaceful oasis where you always felt loved and nurtured as night fell. Lace curtains. Lace curtains are one of those decorative details that bring the most ethereal and aristocratic beauty to traditional style homes. The unique appeal of lace curtains lies in the fact that they don't completely block the view. Instead, they act as an artistic filter that still maintains the necessary privacy for the family. The intricate lace patterns, whether floral or classical lines, brought absolute lightness and elegance to the window frame. Undoubtedly, many of us remember those late afternoon moments when the sunlight pierced through the lace mesh, creating poetic shadows on the wooden floor. It was a dance of light and shadow, turning the living space into an art piece that changed by the minute. The presence of lace curtains brought a nostalgic breath of air, reminiscent of quiet afternoon teas and a disciplined, slow-paced lifestyle. Using lace curtains is a subtle way to soften the sharp angles of architecture, bringing romance and peace, ensuring that every look out the window is a deeply relaxing visual experience. Whimsical nostalgia. Using vintage toys as decorative items is a wonderful way to preserve the soul and the fun of a home. On oak shelves, the appearance of original Barbie dolls, a cute little Easy Bake Oven, or G.I. Joe action figures served as time fragments. Sometimes a worn baseball glove or an old football was placed prominently on a bookshelf, telling stories of the exciting seasons of one's youth. These items seem to speak for the homeowner, telling of a childhood without the dominance of electronic screens, but full of creativity. They played a role in connecting generations, helping the home become vibrant and culturally deep. These items often featured vibrant, handcrafted colors, durable materials, and highly personal appearances, starkly different from today's mass-produced plastic goods. When grandchildren see their grandparents' toys, that is when stories of the past begin, creating an unforgettable warm family atmosphere. Heart-shaped tubs. In the 1970s and 80s, the heart-shaped bathtub was the pinnacle of boldness and romance in bathroom design. Although sometimes dismissed as kitsch, there's no denying the positivity and joy it brought. This was a design aimed at celebrating love and personal enjoyment, reminding us of the importance of taking time to pamper oneself, as well as one's partner after hard working days. It transformed a purely functional space into a sanctuary of relaxation and emotion. Soaking in a giant heart-shaped tub full of soap bubbles felt like being on an eternal honeymoon. It encouraged us to live slowly, treasure private moments, and renew romantic feelings. With its unique and radiant design, the heart-shaped tub was a manifesto of an optimistic lifestyle, unafraid to show emotion and always seeking sweetness in the smallest details of daily life. Do you want to bring the beauty of a radiant flower garden or the poetic light dance of lace curtains back to your bedroom? If so, comment "I want" in the comments section. Hollywood vanity lighting. If there's one decorative item that could instantly turn an ordinary bedroom into a glamorous backstage area in the capital of cinema, it's the Hollywood vanity lighting system. The unmistakable feature of this style is the rows of pure white round bulbs emitting a warm yellow light, regularly arranged around a large dressing mirror. The allure of Hollywood mirror lights lies in their magical ability to beautify a person's appearance. The soft, diffused yellow light coming from multiple directions helps erase unwanted shadows and signs of fatigue on the face. Every morning, sitting before the mirror to care for oneself became an inspiring ritual. You would feel like a star preparing to step onto the red carpet, ready to face the world with your most radiant look. This style of lighting brought an optimistic spirit, making us feel that everyone deserves to shine and receive the most dedicated care right within their own home. Poster culture. The bedrooms of teenagers in the 70s and 80s were entirely separate spaces where walls were utilized to the fullest as a display for passion. One of the most unique items of this period was the blacklight poster. These prints featuring legendary rock bands or colorful psychedelic scenes would explode brilliantly under UV light, turning the room at night into an ethereal space. Specifically, one cannot fail to mention the iconic poster of Farrah Fawcett in a red swimsuit. This was a true cultural phenomenon, appearing from the bedrooms of teenagers to the offices of fathers, proving the massive influence of the idols of that time. Covering the walls with posters was a way for every young person to build a museum of dreams and ambitions. Each picture represented a part of the soul, a hobby, or a yearning for the freedom of youth. It brought a sense of a passionate personal space where you were surrounded by the things you truly loved. Novelty phones. To make conversations even more interesting, novelty phones were born and became highly sought-after items. Through the famous shopping catalogs of Sears or Montgomery Ward, one could find hundreds of phones with whimsical shapes, from the clever Garfield the cat and the adorable Snoopy to the shape of a soccer ball or a colorful hamburger. The presence of these phones brought laughter and delightful surprises to any visiting guest. It proved that even the driest communication devices could become toys full of joy and personality. Owning a one-of-a-kind phone showcased a humorous, life-loving lifestyle that wasn't afraid to break conventional rules. It turned every call into a fun experience, where the sound of the ringer and the shape of the device both brought excitement. Novelty phones helped communication go hand in hand with creativity and hearty laughter, making daily life lighter and more lovely. Memphis design. If you're looking for a decorative style that brings a burst of energy, Memphis design is the perfect answer. Although it carried the rebellious spirit of America in the 1980s, this trend actually originated in Italy and was inspired by Bob Dylan's album, Blonde on Blonde. Memphis design is characterized by the bold combination of vibrant neon tones, playful polka dots, strong stripes, and asymmetrical shapes full of spontaneity. This is a style that completely breaks all boring rules and prejudices about conventional order, turning the home into a playground for creativity. Memphis design is a manifesto of pure joy and unlimited freedom. When living in a room full of vivid colors and shapes, you will always feel a bountiful source of life energy, urging you to explore and create every day. This style brings freshness and youthfulness and helps erase any gloom or silence. It expresses an optimistic, life-loving spirit where every little corner is a delightful surprise. Do you have a favorite idol poster or a whimsical phone from the past? Share it with us in the comments. Indoor plants. The trend of bringing nature into living spaces originated in the 70s, but truly exploded and reached its peak in the 80s. This was a time when owning a few small pots was no longer enough to satisfy a homeowner's love for nature. Instead, many American homes were designed with internal courtyards, radiatria, or giant glass windows just to turn the living room into a personal tropical forest. The lush green foliage of pothos, lucky bamboo, or hanging ferns brought a vigorous vitality and fresh atmosphere to every room. The rise of this trend was so strong that plant motifs began to spread to other interior items like wallpaper or bedding sets, Living amidst a space filled with greenery brought invaluable positive values to the spirit, helping people feel relaxed and deeply connected to Mother Nature, right in the heart of the city. Every morning when the sunlight filters through the leaves to create dancing shadows on the floor, you feel like you're in a peaceful oasis. Venetian and vertical blinds. In the 1980s, Venetian blinds and vertical blinds were the top choices to replace traditional fabric curtains in modern apartments. Venetian blinds were often made of thin metal in diverse colors, providing extremely flexible light and wind adjustment. The image of blind slats slightly bent due to the curiosity of pets or children became a humorous and very ordinary memory. Meanwhile, vertical blinds were the perfect choice for large glass doors leading to the patio with long slats reaching the floor, moving rhythmically with every breeze. Despite their slender structure, these types of blinds brought a modern, neat, and functional beauty. The most interesting point was the soft click-clack sound when the wind from floor vents blew through, or the sound of the slats moving when you turned the control rod to welcome the morning sun. They provided necessary privacy while keeping the home airy and flooded with light. More than just a shielding solution, window blinds were a way for homeowners to interact with the outside space. Skirting. Skirting was one of those decorative trends that brought a soft and polished look to American interiors in the past. Moving beyond bedrooms, these ruffled valances were also attached to the bases of sofas, ottomans, and even formal glass tables. The presence of skirting helped hide the rough furniture legs, turning the item into something graceful, as if it were wearing a grand dress. It brought coziness and depth to the space while showing the homeowner's meticulousness in caring for even the smallest details. A funny metaphor often mentioned by adults was to consider these ruffles as little monsters lying on the carpet, always ready to eat toys or important items if they accidentally fell under the furniture. This unintentionally created a secret and exciting space for children where they could hide their little treasures. Aesthetically, furniture skirting created a continuous flow for the interior, making the room look fuller and more luxurious. Skirting brought sophistication and a nostalgic breath of air to the house, turning simple items into something tasteful and steeped in a warm, traditional style. Extravagant drapes and lace. In the early 1980s, window decoration reached a new height with extremely magnificent drapes. The trend at that time was thick curtains stretching from the ceiling to the floor, combined with accessories like fringe tiebacks and intricate valances above. This style carried strong European echoes of the 1900s, creating an aristocratic and noble beauty often seen in famous television shows of that era. The important highlight in this design was the combination with a thin layer of lace underneath. This lace layer softened the heaviness of the main fabric, creating an absolutely romantic and elegant space. This multi-layered coordination provided the most artistic light adjustment, making the room always look sparkling and magical. Yes, investing in magnificent curtains showed the homeowner's appreciation for the living space, where every window frame was cared for to become a work of art. Granny square blankets. Nothing can represent family warmth and handcrafted love better than granny square blankets. These multicolored square-patterned wool blankets were a familiar sight draped over the backs of sofas or the arms of easy chairs in every American home. Each square was a spontaneous but harmonious color combination, showing the skill and patience of a grandmother or mother who meticulously crocheted every stitch over many months. This is the ultimate symbol of care and protection that makes anyone feel warm at heart upon seeing it. Although sometimes traditional wool could cause a slight itchy sensation, the warmth and weight of the blanket brought an indescribable sense of security. They were perfect for wrapping around shoulders or covering laps on cold evenings when the whole family sat together watching TV. Each granny square blanket is a unique work. No two are exactly alike, bringing a bohemian and personal beauty to the room. Keeping a handcrafted wool blanket in the house is both to warm the body and to warm the heart with memories of family. This is the best decorative item to bring closeness, rusticity, and a glowing warmth to modern living spaces. Colored toilet paper. Colored toilet paper is a fascinating testament to the meticulousness and extreme attention to detail of homeowners from the 1960s to the 1980s. During this period, interior color coordination didn't stop at curtains or carpets, but spread to even the smallest items in the bathroom. Rolls of toilet paper in soft pastel tones like powder pink, sky blue, or lemon yellow were carefully chosen to perfectly synchronize with the wall tiles and towels, creating a visually interesting and harmonious aesthetic ensemble. The presence of these colorful rolls showed a spirit of loving beauty and wonderful care for the living space. It turned the most mundane item into an artistic, decorative detail, surprising and delighting anyone who entered the bathroom. The consistent color coordination brought a sense of cleanliness, order, and immense visual relaxation. This was the charm of the old era. Our homes are more than just four walls. They are galleries of our most cherished memories. Thank you for walking through these halls of nostalgia with us today. If you love this journey, please like and subscribe for more stories. Until next time, stay vintage.